We are live and well, it's another big match day in the Champions League tonight and we'll get to know two semi-finalists. Real Madrid versus Chelsea and the second game is Bayern versus Villarreal. But let's start first with the big clash of the night. Real Madrid versus Chelsea. Madrid have a 3-1 lead against Mr. Bias's team, Chelsea. What do you make of this encounter? Do you think your side can pull off a miraculous escape tonight?
I mean, if we're looking at history, then I would not rule it out because 2012, round of 16, 3-1 down against Napoli in the first leg, went on to win 4-2 in the second leg. And of course, that was a very miraculous year in more ways than one. But you have to remember that win came with the away goals still in effect. This time there's going to be no away goals, so that means a 3-0 win is what they'll need. If
or a 3-1 victory for that matter.
We'll take it to extra time and penalties.
Yes. But if you have to look at this, Karim Benzema single-handedly beat your team last time.
True.
3 goals in which Edouard Mendy also made a huge mistake.
True.
That third goal was a gift.
Yeah.
But we have seen last year that Chelsea went to Bernabeu and won, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Didn't they?
They did.
So tonight is going to be a night, but I'm thinking that Real Madrid will still go through.
The fan in me says Chelsea might just do it, but Real are definitely favorites.
Fan in you says because 2012 was a decade back.
Yeah, and even last year no one expected them to go to the distance this
No, last year nobody expected them to win the Champions League of all things.
Same was in 2012 also.
And they won it. In fact, the winner of this clash will face either Manchester City or Atletico Madrid. So that's also going to be a crazy good semi-final.
Either an all-English encounter or you could very well be in for the Madrid derby in the semis. Wow.
Madrid derby also sounds great, or all-England. Actually, Chelsea versus City will be a repeat of last year's final.
Ooh,
so that is
very,
also
interesting.
And Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid
also would be a very interesting game considering the sheer history of that rivalry.
City lines.
Yes. Always fun
same
to watch
city,
this.
not even across city.
Yeah, it's the same city.
Same city. Okay, give us the update about what the injury situation is looking like.
So obviously Real Madrid have a full squad available except for Eder Militao and he's also not injured per se. He picked up a yellow card in the previous game and is thus unavailable for this one because he had been accumulating them. So he's the only person not available for Real. Chelsea on the other hand have 4 major players missing. Ben Chilwell, long-term absentee, same to an extent Callum Hudson-Odoi. But the 2 new recent ones which Thomas Tuchel had mentioned was that Ross Barkley, who's actually a squad player, misses out with illness. Romelu Lukaku will not be available for selection. Big loss, but would he have been starting in place of Kai Havertz?
In short, nobody of significance is missing, as we would say, because Kai Havertz is going to start.
Yeah,
he scored, by the way, irrespective of what had happened in the past, the way Chelsea lost to them, and before that also, the 4-1 loss against Brentford, put aside that, they went on the south coast
of England,
and scored 6 goals at Southampton, boss.
Of course, you have to remember that Southampton have history of being that team who, if they've disintegrate rather quickly, Manchester United have a 9-0 win against them.
Put 9 across.
Leicester City have a 9-0 win against them.
9-0, 9-1. I think we won 9.
Yours was 9. Right. But scoring 9 goals against a team was yikes. Anyway, the 6-0 win is of course very good news because even for me, it's not just about the momentum, but also tactically they were pressing better. They looked to play more cohesively against Real. Very disjointed performance. True, Mendy's one was a gift, but even before that, midfield was just letting Kroos and Modric run riot. You can't let midfielders that good run riot and expect to not be punished.
Yeah, but the hopeful Chelsea fan right in front of you guys, who's talking about that they're going to probably make a comeback against Real Madrid.
Why not?
A 2-goal advantage for them because now away goals don't really count.
Exactly.
So even if they win 2-0, they can still make it to the semis. But for me, Real Madrid definitely favorite.
Oh, I agree.
And if I'm not wrong, they recently defeated Getafe also.
Correct. Yes.
They still maintain more than 10-point lead at the top of the La Liga.
And Real Madrid have this thing that they just know how to do well in Champions League. Even when they were struggling domestically, that was the time they were winning 3 out of 4
How many titles Real Madrid has?
13.
13. Real Madrid have 13 titles.
And second most in that list, by the way, is AC Milan, and they have 7. So It shows you just how much they value this competition. So yeah, they're definitely favorites starting ahead of this.
Chelsea won it only twice, and that second time came last year.
Season. Yes.
So I don't think so. Because Mr. Bias, I know he's very hopeful. He feels
Of
his
course
team
I'm hopeful.
can make a comeback. But as a Manchester United fan, I can tell him hope is a bad thing. Hope is a really bad thing at times. And Miran Sharma is pointing out the same fact that we were discussing earlier. Eder Militao is unavailable today. That's because he picked up a yellow last
card,
time around.
Yeah, only player unavailable. In fact.
Topic Cricket is saying, what do they mean 2 goals will make them qualify? Boss, I was saying that 2-0 if they win Chelsea,
go to extra time.
then it will go to extra time and they have an opportunity to win again.
And even if it goes to penalties, I mean,
they
that's
can
a lottery.
win. Because now the away goal rule, if it was in place, because Real had scored 3 goals at Stamford Bridge, they would have qualified.
Yes.
But because now away goal rule is not there, a 2-0 victory for Chelsea would make things equal, and then it will head to extra time, and even if it stays equal after that, it will go to penalties.
Correct.
So that is what I was saying. Miran Sharma says Real are a different beast at the Bernabeu.
They are. I mean, they have been doing very well at home this year, and they've looked reinvigorated. I don't know whether it's the freedom that has come under Ancelotti or the fact that Benzema just can't stop scoring goals.
Barcelona fans will beg to differ.
That was one game, an aberration.
But one game, an aberration. But yeah, they looked all at sea at that time.
Yeah,
but the fact with Real Madrid was that they were without their talisman, Karim Benzema. By the way, Benzema, ever since Ronaldo has left, has become a different player altogether. Has passed that shadow. Like Ronaldo, you knew was a champion, and Karim Benzema probably never got his due when Ronaldo was there. But now Benzema has come on his own. Imagine your team is already losing a leg. You have already lost a leg against PSG 1-0. You are trailing 1-0 in the second leg also, and then Karim Benzema goes on to score 3 goals. A hat-trick when his team needed him the most, and then a hat-trick against Chelsea in that first leg of the quarter-final. Insane stuff, right? Insane stuff. Indeed. So, gotta say.
Speaking of insane stuff, we all thought that this was going to be
cakewalk
over for Bayern.
The second game, guys, is Villarreal will be taking on Bayern at the Allianz
Arena.
At the Allianz Arena, and the biggest thing that we have to discuss now. We thought Bayern Munich will have a cakewalk of a game against the Yellow Submarine. But what happened?
1-0.
1-0, and probably Villarreal should have scored more goals.
Yeah, they were very wasteful.
That Gerard Moreno chance, where he hit the post, with Neuer completely off his line, also that opportunity.
True.
It's just, they should have probably had 2-3 goal lead.
Absolutely.
And this tie would have been put to bed in the first leg itself. But we know Bayern Munich at home will be a different beast altogether.
They will. I don't know what tactics Emery is going to come up with in this particular game, but he's going to have to be at his absolute best, because even Bayern, by the way, in the pre-match build-up were mentioning that, they did waste chances and now we intend making them pay. I mean, obviously Bayern have that sort of an arrogance about them, serial winners, and they would know.
But the problem with Bayern was that they had an off game last weekend also against Augsburg. They needed an 82nd minute penalty to, by the way, win that game. And Serge Gnabry, who we were talking about, was at Arsenal at one point, West Brom, and how Bayern was
absolutely made him a world beater.
No, but the problem with him was that first 45 minutes that he played against Augsburg, he looked very off color.
He did.
So I think Kingsley Coman will play this game and not Serge Gnabry. That could be one change. But boss, what if this Villarreal side
somehow
pull off? Not, I would say, because they beat them 1-0 now, I would not call it a miraculous victory.
But it would still be the biggest result.
But among the ties, by the way, of the quarterfinals, you thought Liverpool are gonna get past Benfica easily.
And that's what happened.
But more than that, you thought that Bayern will easily beat Villarreal, because, by the way, Villarreal's domestic form is horrendous.
It is.
They have taken last 3 games in the La Liga. They have taken 1 point. And that too was a 1-1 draw last week.
Exactly. Their form domestically has not been good, and they're currently not even in the Champions League spots. If you look at the table,
but they will reach their second semi-final if they manage to beat Bayern tonight. Even if they don't manage to beat Bayern tonight, they can just have a 0-0, 1-1, 2-all, whatever draw, and they'll be through.
Yeah. But I think, if Villarreal...
Anuj, our dear friend, will be heartbroken that Bayern, because he's been trolling me endlessly on Manchester United. You guys don't get to see the banter in the newsroom. But
oh my
every
God,
time, there are a lot of people, by the way, who troll me about Manchester United. Not to say that they don't deserve to be trolled when we keep playing players like Harry Maguire. But yes, Anuj keeps taking my case. Medan Sharma says Ballon d'Or to Benzema.
If he keeps up this form, he's in with a shout. Because again, the normal winners of the Ballon d'Or, Ronaldo, Messi, have both had seasons which are suggesting that they are slowly but surely coming down from those, godlike levels which they had.
Yeah.
And so, if we're going to go with someone fresh, I would think Benzema or Lewandowski would be,
the front runners in the race.
Absolutely.
And I think it's time for that as well.
It is.
I think
Lewa deserved it last year.
Lewandowski was very unlucky to not get the Ballon d'Or last time around. I was actually surprised. We discussed this when we were discussing the Man City Liverpool game.
Very, very shocking decision.
Lionel Messi, even though he's a huge fan, he would also agree that he did not deserve that Ballon d'Or.
And the thing is, I've heard some people say, it's because he won like a thing.
Copa.
No, but the problem is the goalposts keep shifting.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've heard people say, it's on individual performances, sometimes on team performances. Make your mind up. If it's an individual award, I think it should be an individual performances, and Messi was just about off. For me, Leo was the winner.
For you?
Leo was the winner.
Lewandowski. I thought you said Leo was the winner.
Leo.
Lewandowski. Yeah. Medan Sharma says Unai Emery is very tactful. Bayern must be careful. I think Arsenal fans disagree with that statement.
Yeah, but Unai has always been something of an enigma as a coach.
But he has won Europa League. He beat us
4 times.
He beat us.
Yeah.
So Villarreal, you never know. The Yellow Submarine can actually go on.
Yeah, because he's done a pretty good job.
Second semi-final ever for them.
And the first for Unai, because this is his first quarter-final as well.
It'll be interesting to see. Anisek Chaudhary is continuously spamming us saying, where is Nikhil sir? Without him, it seems lonely here. When will IPL coverage start? Boss, hold on. I'll just tell him. It's a Sports Today channel. Our channel name is Sports Today.
Not Cricket Today.
We do cricket as well. Of course, cricket will be here at 6:45 to discuss such a crucial encounter for the Chennai Super Kings. They take on the Royal Challengers Bangalore. But right now we are talking about football.
Right now it's Champions League. Not IPL.
Boss, it's a huge
It's
thing.
big.
And we both will be watching it tonight. And hopefully I'll be watching one game on television, one game on my MacBook or my mobile phone, so that I know what to talk about.
When we go live tonight after the match.
So after the games gets over, both of them get over, we will come live and we'll discuss the intricacies of those games as well as what it means. But the funny thing is, whoever wins this game are gonna play Atletico or Man City, and whoever wins this game are gonna play Benfica or Liverpool. But Liverpool. So whoever wins this plays Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool
I don't think Liverpool are gonna lose to Benfica after a 3-1 lead.
No. Doesn't seem likely.
But this game with the 3-1 lead also, we are not very sure because we have seen funnier things happen.
We've seen way funnier things happen in this sport.
Who will forget Barcelona? Who will forget that Barcelona game when they came back and scored
2012.
How many goals?
Oh, La Remontada, yes. PSG. Oh my God.
How they defeated PSG?
With the last minute, that was something else.
It was unbelievable to watch, boss. Also because I'm not a Barcelona fan, when that happened, I was like, why man? PSG couldn't do one thing right also. After taking such a huge lead in the first leg, I was so disappointed.
Ironically, after they did La Remontada 2 successive seasons, they got knocked out in the knockouts after taking 3-0 leads. Roma and then Liverpool.
True. By the way, there are more questions.
Wow.
Weber Viker says, can Unai Emery give biggest setback of this year?
No, it is possible. I won't rule it out because the thing with Unai is I've always said that sometimes he can struggle when it comes to, I don't know, his league record is patchy because if you go back even in time and look at how he did with Sevilla in the league, it was always up, down. But very good manager for cup tournaments, particularly. I mean, you see his Europa League record speaks for itself.
Yeah, Europa League record. That one time Sevilla were unbeatable.
Dominant. I think that 4
unbeatable.
Wins.
Yeah, they won what 4? Yeah, they won 4. Imagine that. So he knows how to possibly do well at the European stage, but Champions League is a different ball game altogether. And we should remember Bayern Munich in the last round, in the round of 16, came to that second leg with that 1-1 draw they had against RB Salzburg.
Salzburg.
But how many goals did they score? 7. 7 goals they scored. So still for me, even though Villarreal beat them, but because these guys should have scored more goals in the last game, did not do that.
So Bayern
Munich are still favorites according to us, and they will be because we know they are a force in Europe. They are a force. They are the best side in Germany. They are a force for sure.
Absolutely. Can't discount them.
Vedant Sharma is asking us your favorites to win Champions League this year.
Ooh, I mean, honestly, I will have to unfortunately pick City.
I would say Liverpool or City.
Yeah.
And the thing is that
If you ask us Premier League, we'll say the same thing.
I predicted the final, I guess last round, I think so.
Yeah.
City versus Liverpool. Let's see whether that happens or not. Comedy Scenes Creation says, bring Vikrant sir and Nikhil sir at one frame in sports today. That happens, by the way.
Does happen.
They do Q&A sessions with you guys live, so that will also happen sometime soon, I'm sure.
But they
in
can't
1
do
or 2
every
days.
single video we put out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise, what would we be needed for?
Ameya Jaikar says, Bayern will have the momentum as they are at home. I don't think Villarreal will be able to handle the Bayern pressure.
That's what even we think, because Bayern
I saw
definitely
Leon Goretzka also did not have a great game last time around.
He
Probably he was rusty from he was coming back off an injury layoff. I think so. It's going to be not probably a cakewalk, but I think Bayern will still qualify. They'll still go through.
Yeah, it's
because
quite
we
possible.
expect them to go through. Even though we talked about Bayern last time around
And then
in the same sort of words,
and then we had to eat our words.
We had to eat our words because they defeated them.
Yeah. But again,
yes, Harsh Patel says, I am getting interested in football as sport. How can I find these leagues and clubs history and all things of past to make me to get all knowledge?
That's an interesting question. I think the best way to figure out, things like that would be to actually get into the routine of watching games.
Yeah.
Because, football has such a long history that it oftentimes gets referenced in the commentary. And of course, if you need, in-depth coverage and all, well, we are back on that. So...
Yes, sometimes also I feel to know a bit about history, you should watch documentaries.
And read too.
Read and watch documentaries. Like a lot of you might not know about. Yesterday we were discussing this film called The Damned United.
Yes.
Okay, about this manager named Brian Clough. So you should watch it. If you guys don't know what is it about, just read the synopsis online and probably if you like football, you're gonna love that documentary.
Absolutely.
It's not a documentary. It's like a feature presentation of what happened in real life. What biography you would call it? What do you
would call it
biographical account, sort of.
Yes.
But it's brilliant.
Absolutely.
So the film name is The Damned United.
Yeah,
watch it and
recommend.
maybe let me know on social media, on Instagram, wherever you guys find me. How did you rate that film? Because I loved it. I saw it years back though. More questions. Lots of questions.
Wow. Loving this.
Yeah, Ameya Jaikar says there's a big difference between Champions League and Europa League. Bayern Munich are a different beast at home. Champions League, Europa League, I agree. And that is precisely why we are saying that Bayern Munich are favorites. Otherwise, you never know. Upsets happen in football all the time.
That's what.
In fact, I would say Everton beating United was an upset. But a lot of people will disagree with me. That's what it has come down to. As a United fan, we get trolled like that. Yeah. It's unfortunate. Malav Garg says a Robert Lewandowski hat-trick. I
would not rule it out because when he starts, he doesn't stop. Absolute machine, that man. Absolute machine.
Ameya Jaikar says Real Madrid will park the bus, so Werner won't be that effective. Hakim Ziyech should start because he can break the bus.
That's an interesting point. I don't think Werner is starting this game. I think
Werner scored 2 goals at the weekend against Southampton, but I also agree with Shane that he won't start.
He's the type of player who needs space to run in behind. Real will always be compact, you're right. They might not park the bus, but they will be compact. So Ziyech, if he's available, I would like to see Ziyech starting on the right, Mount on the left, or maybe Pulisic, whichever, Havertz central. Ziyech would be an interesting option there because he has that wonderful left foot with which he can just ping crosses and like it's no one's.
No, Havertz, by the way, won them in the final last year.
Major big game player.
Plus his improvement over the last few months has been massive. Also, my favorite player in that Chelsea side, who a lot of people don't talk about is Mason Mount.
I love that guy.
I
Love that
really
guy.
like Mason Mount. Broke through the academy, now part of the England setup. Always plays regularly for Chelsea. That's the kind of talent you look at English clubs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
They
them.
need
Like
more of
even
that kind
like
of
for that
talent.
matter, players like Trent Alexander-Arnold at Liverpool came through the system. Marcus Rashford and all. Even though Rashford is having an off season,
Foden would be another good
but
example.
Foden at City. It's amazing to watch. That's what you say, breed own talent.
Yeah, it's really always nice. I mean, Mount has been at the club since he was 6 years old, and to see him then now break through
And
all
even,
those ranks.
And you know, by the way, his best friend Declan Rice also is a great talent for
Yes,
that matter.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
those two are again like there are so many players coming through that English system, the club system, playing through academies,
Yeah.
and somehow becoming world beaters.
World beaters now, finally.
Yes, this Shane would answer because he was discussing this. People are asking about Mumbai City FC. Youth Indian says sometimes talk about Indian football as well. We do at times.
We do at times, actually.
And about who else? Ameya Jekar also says, guys, thought on Mumbai City FC winning their first AFC Champions League game.
I mean, it's massive if you think about it, because no Indian club has actually won a game in the AFC Champions League. You know, I did think that we might do something on that, but the point is there is like a flashpoint of the thing, all right? They won the game, great.
They lost the first game.
Yeah, and I'm keeping an eye on how well they do, because if they can somehow make it out of the group stages, then it would be very interesting. And of course, since we're talking about like the international football links, you guys know that Mumbai City FC comes under the City Football Group umbrella. So they are actually
They're
part
part
owned.
of, that's why they're MCFC.
Yes.
Also, they next play Al Jazeera, who are currently floundering at the bottom of the table.
Yeah, they've been struggling a lot, Al Jazeera.
So Al Jazeera
could actually, you know,
could be the second team.
absolutely could be getting a second win.
All right. Alex Evans asks, my question is, what happened to Man United?
Do you have like an hour?
I think it stems from the ownership
Yeah.
to the fact that they've now become such a commercial club, and nobody points this out a lot. They only look at players who can fetch them probably those record sales in terms of jerseys and all.
And social
but their
media
scouting has gone to the, I want to say, dogs.
Yeah, sure.
Because the scouting, if you compare it with other clubs, like for example, I was giving the other day, Luis Diaz, they took him from Porto, Liverpool. Look at how well he is playing. They got Diego Jota from Wolves. Look at how well he is playing. United, apart from Bruno Fernandes, who by the way hasn't had a great last few months after those initial that initial great period that he had with United. You look at their scouting, the players we get are the players we have to sell 2 years later. Like Daniel James came here, looked okay. Like I thought he'll play for few more games. They sold him. Donny van de Beek came, never utilized properly, then had to go to Everton on loan. And let's see when the new manager comes in. Maybe if it's Erik ten Hag,
He might just revive
he
his
might
career.
just
Yeah.
look at Donny van de Beek. Let's see, because it's a problem. I think in terms of how the structure at the club is, we know what's gone wrong.
In fact, if you want to talk about poor scouting, Aaron Van Bissaka, when they signed, was apparently the best option they came across in 50 right backs who they scouted. To which my real question is, who the hell were the other 49?
Wow. In fact, if I'm not wrong, the scouting team, I'll give you a funny example, were by the way present at which game? They were present at the Bayern Munich versus RB Salzburg game at the Allianz Arena to check out Salzburg's goalkeeper.
Oh,
And that guy then conceded 7 goals. Imagine.
but why do they need a goalkeeper? You have
They were there to check him out. No, because Dean Henderson might leave.
Yeah,
They are looking at somebody. Also, De Gea, you're not sure because
That's true.
last season he wasn't even our number one at one point. Henderson was playing.
He was rotating a lot,
But
yeah.
this season, I think without De Gea, we would be in the bottom half and struggling.
Absolutely.
So that's about it, guys. Hopefully you liked our preview. We discussed quite a few things apart from the preview, but we'll be back tonight to discuss this game, whether Bayern, ends up getting a big
run.
upset from Villarreal, or whether Real Madrid can continue their winning run and beat Chelsea again tonight.
And don't forget, like how you guys were suggesting things and asking us questions. If you do have any things which you think we'd have some fun covering, drop it in the comments. We will
Maybe
check
look
it
at
out. We always see your comments. Glad for all the love that you shower on us. Believe me, it keeps us going.
Yes, and in little less than an hour, we'll be back with our IPL coverage again.
So see you then.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.